What's going on, guys? Cody Steck here. We've got massive news here today, and first off, I just gotta say, man, look at this view. This should be my new studio, perhaps. You know, how nice would it be to just film from this amazing spot every single day? That'd be pretty sweet, wouldn't it? Anyway, let's talk a little bit about Grant Cardone joining EXP Realty. This is massive news, especially for real estate, for EXP, the company, for Grant Cardone, anybody who follows him, and it's big news all the way around. The only thing that so if you haven't heard yet, Grant Cardone is joining EXP. I don't know if that means that he's joining their executive team, if he's doing just a partnership with Glenn Sanford, who's the CEO, or if he's joining as an agent to do, to take part of the agent benefits. I don't know. I don't suspect that's what it is, but who knows? I wasn't able to find any information on this. I haven't found any official releases or anything, but apparently they've been talking on Clubhouse and discussing, how EXP Realty is going to be the next 10x opportunity for Grant Cardone and also for a lot of agents that are out there. Now, this is something that is rumored to be happening, and Glenn Sanford is supposed to be teaching at his 10x Growth Con, at Grant's 10x Growth Con here in a couple months. So this is big news. Like I said, I wanted to kind of share some thoughts on why I think Grant Cardone is actually making this move, what it means for you as a real estate agent, what opportunities are out there, and just kind of share my thoughts on the subject overall. If you're a real estate agent, this is going to be important information for you, and I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on this process, whether it's a good thing, bad thing, whether you're with EXP or a different brokerage, why you are or why you're not, all of that information. So real quick, before we kind of jump into that, I just want to give some background just for full disclosure and disclaimer. I did used to have my real estate license at EXP Realty a couple of years ago, spent about a year there, and then decided to actually make the move away from EXP for a couple of different reasons that I'm going to be talking about here in the next couple of videos. So again, if you're a real estate agent, you'll probably want to stay tuned for those from somebody who's been in the business or been in that brokerage and decided to make a move away. Also, apologize for the wind. I guess there's always a little bit of wind in paradise here on the Mexican coastline. So anyway, apologize for the noise in the video camera here. I hope we can still get through this video without it being too distracting. So Grant Cardone joins. Why did he join? Well, I think one, the biggest thing is probably because he wants to take advantage of the fact that EXP is growing like a weed right now. EXP Realty is a brokerage that has taken the traditional revenue share, or the traditional commissions that an agent would pay into the brokerage, and they've actually turned that around, and they've been releasing that money back to other agents in an MLM fashion through their program, which is revenue share. So basically, when an agent closes a deal in real estate, they're going to pay in money to the brokerage overall. The brokerage takes that and they split up a certain percentage and give it to everybody who's in your upline, who basically recruited you there to the company. So EXP is not making money off of the actual commissions that agents are putting into it. They're making money off of the transaction fees that they charge alongside that. So it's actually not a bad idea. I mean, there's actually a lot of companies that have had success with this, and it can definitely work, especially in the real estate space. I think that Grant has joined this because he's obviously a big believer in the MLM status, or the MLM structure of companies. He said this before. He said, hey, I think MLMs are some of the greatest companies out there. They can really teach you how to sell. They can teach you how to recruit. They can teach you how to grow, get uncomfortable, talk to your network, grow your network, and all of the above. Now, obviously, MLMs do get a pretty bad rap. A lot of people will say, hey, MLMs are pyramid schemes, or they're just there to rope you in, and I don't think that's necessarily true. I'm kind of mixed feelings on it overall. I think that MLMs have their place, and I think that they can be beneficial as long as everybody wins in this scenario. With EXP and with other companies that are out there that are doing this type of revenue sharing, I think as long as the company wins, the agent wins, the client wins, and everybody's happy, I don't see any problem with it. I think it's actually a good strategy where, especially for us real estate agents, we're pushing money back to each other, for those people who attracted you to the company, rather than to the actual brokerage, who oftentimes doesn't really provide all that much to you. I talk to a lot of brokerage owners, and they say, hey, we bring agents in, we train them up, they start producing, and then they leave. Well, why do they leave? Because the brokerage is taking way too much money from them. So I always kind of wonder, why are people still with these big brokerages taking 20, 30, 40% from these agents when they really don't provide all of that much to them, especially after they're trained up? The brokerage probably only gives them maybe 5 or 10% of value. I know some top producing agents who are Berkshire Hathaway, and they make, they give about 10 to 15% to the brokerage, but that's because they get a full marketing suite and they get the power of the Berkshire name behind them to sell their real estate. So obviously there's a benefit to that. And for 10 or 15%, it can make sense, but anything higher than that, it generally doesn't make sense. Nevertheless, let's get back to Grant Cardone talking about EXP. So I think he joined somehow to take advantage of the MLM structure and the revenue share that they have there at EXP. I also think he wants to get included in the stock options that are there, because their stock has been on an absolute tear over this past year. When I was at the company, it was about $7 to $8 per share, and it was at that same level for quite a while. I think I left in 2017, and it stayed right around that mark until 2019, until 2020 when the pandemic started, and then the stock just started to take off from there and has absolutely blown up over the last little bit. So EXP stock has gone up significantly, and I think Grant Cardone wants to be there to take advantage of that. He also has an extremely easy into this business, because a lot of the people who follow him, over 1.5 million YouTube subscribers and over 3 million people on Instagram are going to be salespeople. They're going to be salespeople in insurance or car sales or real estate sales, of course. So a lot of the people that are going to be following him are going to want to know about this company, and are going to jump on the bandwagon just because that's what Grant has done himself. So I think this is going to be the big opportunity for Grant, is he's already got an in with all of these people to continue recruiting them over to the company. The company EXP is at roughly I think 41 or 42,000 agents, and they're hoping to get to 100,000 by the end of 2021 because of their structure and because of how the recruiting works. I do think that there's a pretty good chance they're going to hit that. They just expanded into, I think, 5 other countries, and they're expanding into other major markets where they're going to get a lot of people joining. So I think they're going to see a lot of big long-term success. I think Grant wants to continue doing that. Them exploding into other markets is going to help push Grant's message. And so I think that's one thing that he is really looking forward to with EXP Realty. I want to kind of bring this full circle and bring it back to us as the agents and what this actually means for us. I'm kind of worried. I've talked about this in some previous videos, and I'm going to be talking about it more often here in the next little bit, but I'm kind of worried that EXP is going to continue to become a recruiting machine rather than an actual real estate sales machine. That's kind of one of the things that I had an issue with when it came to EXP, was that, they were really focused on, it seemed like the culture was more about recruiting for a lot of these agents. You have to have a real estate license to officially recruit people, but it seemed like a lot of these people are more concerned with recruiting agents rather than actually selling real estate. And that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. You're in the real estate business. If you're acting as a sales agent, you should be selling real estate. It's not like you're a brokerage owner and you're trying to recruit agents to your brokerage and train them and whatever. I think there's a place for that, but saying, hey, I'm a real estate agent, but you spend, 50% or more of your actual time recruiting agents. I don't know, I don't love that. I'm in this business to sell real estate and, actually make a living doing that. And I think the other things are just ancillary that can be big bonuses. So I don't want to come off as saying, hey, that's all that EXP is about. Obviously, there's a lot of top producers there that do well. And I think that it's actually really empowering that they're giving the ability to make money back to real estate agents. I think that's the most important thing. And in fact, that's where I'm at a company that's very similar to EXP. And but it focuses on giving more money back to the agents rather than just giving it and spreading it among your top line for people who recruited you to the company. So anyway, I don't want to come off as sounding like I'm totally against them or anything. It just was that was one thing that I was kind of worried about. Is like, hey, EXP, even back then when I was at the company, they were at 14,000 agents. It seemed like it was just big, like a recruiting fest a lot of the time. And you just had people with what we call commission breath in the real estate business, but basically, on the recruiting side, they were basically just trying to recruit people all the time, and you could just smell it. They would approach you and say, hey, have you heard about EXP? And it was just a bad experience. Anyway, so what does this mean for you guys? Well, should you join EXP Realty? Should you not join? Should you join a different company? And I think there's always going to be a company that's right for everybody. Not one company is going to be a good fit for everybody out there. I always look at this as kind of like an analogy with Tesla, right? I drive a Tesla. Tesla is one of the best car companies out there in the world right now. Yeah, they have issues. They have quality control. There's no denying that, but they also have some of the best technology. I mean, they're absolutely changing the game when it comes to EVs with their technology there. They're changing the game when it comes to energy, and they're changing the game when it comes to full self-driving, which is going to be the future of driving around this world. In 20, 30, 40 years, it's going to be weird to say you drive your own car. You know, it's going to be like, you know, riding a horse, right? It's going to be more of like a recreational activity than like a necessity to be able to get around. So, you know, I think of that as like with Tesla. There's no denying that they're changing the world when it comes to this, but not everybody wants to drive a Tesla. There's going to be people out there who still want to drive a Toyota, or they want to drive a Ford or a Mercedes. You know, not everybody's going to want to drive a Tesla. And in real estate, it's the same exact way. There's going to be people who think EXP is a great fit for them, and they'll make a lot of money, and they'll have a good time, or they'll be successful at that company. And then there's going to be a lot of people who you know, say, hey, EXP is not the right fit for me. I like their model, you know, they're cool, whatever, but it's not the right fit for me because the cap is not right, or the recruiting's not right, or the culture is not right, or stock options aren't great for me, or I can save more money over here, I'm not doing enough business, whatever the reason may be. You know, there's always going to be reasons why it may or may not be a fit for you. And just because Grant joined doesn't mean that you should as well. I think there's, you know, something to kind of keep in mind there, that this doesn't mean that you need to jump on the bandwagon and do the same thing. Or maybe you do. You know, if you think about it, maybe go for it. I will say that, you know, I actually just moved my license from a 100% commission broker over to a similar brokerage like I talked about. It's called Broker LLC, and they're kind of the up-and-coming company that is very similar to what EXP is doing. They have a revenue sharing program, they have stock options, they are publicly traded, they've got a very low commission cap, they've got transaction fees after you cap, and they've got a really lot of cool benefits that model right after EXP. But in my opinion, I think they're more dedicated to those people who are actually producing real estate and not just trying to recruit other agents to be in their downline. So I actually just moved my license over there. I haven't, you know, talk too much about that here on the channel. Obviously on this channel I talk about stock videos and real estate investing and a lot of stuff like that, but I am going to be talking more about this because it's something I'm passionate about, and it's something that I think could be a good fit for other people, and I just want to share that with them. And you know, I don't want to come off as having like that recruiting breath that I just talked about a minute ago. I think it's going to be a fit for some people, and for other people it won't be a fit, you know, but maybe you decide, hey, this is a fit for me, I want to join this company. You know, EXP is not a great fit because I don't like the culture there, or maybe you feel like you missed the boat and people already, you know, the company's too big or something. Well, this could be another good opportunity for you to explore. So you know, I'll just plug that in there, say, hey, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be releasing more videos about that, or reach out to me. I'd love to chat with you about it a little bit more personally. So we're going to be talking a little bit more about that, but I mean, you know, I think this new company, Real Broker, is really designed, if you're an agent that actually sells real estate, I think it's going to be a better fit for you. The stock options are amazing. The stock is incredibly cheap right now, and I have plans to become a millionaire just off of this stock alone. I'm buying it very heavily, way heavily, because I think it's going to absolutely blow up, and I think that it's a company that's maybe 3 years behind where EXP's at. They've actually stolen a bunch of top executives from EXP. A couple of executives, I think probably like 4 or 5 now, executives have actually come over to Real from EXP Realty. I also know a lot of big hitters, a lot of big agents and teams that have also made the move and are coming over to Real Broker. So I think that you know, a lot of people are going to say, hey, EXP is not the fit for me, but perhaps this other brokerage is. It's going to help you save more money. That's the reason I moved over. Yes, it is more expensive than my 100% commission broker, but these other benefits that I'm going to get between revenue share and through the stock options are going to be well worth it for me. So anyways, guys, that's my those are my thoughts on why Grant Cardone just joined EXP Realty, what I think you need to know about it, where the company's at, where it's going, and a little bit more about EXP and Real Broker. Like I said, if you want to learn more about that, we're going to be talking about the differences between those here on the channel over the next little bit. Probably over the next month or so, I'm going to release like 5 or 6 videos about this. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't already done so you can stay up to date on those new videos when they come out. And if you're thinking about making a move to a new brokerage, consider looking at all options. You know, reach out to me. I'd be happy to share with you what I have. I'm super no pressure. If you know me, if you've been following me, I'm no pressure. I don't care if you join or not. I just want to, you know, help spread the word and give you an opportunity to make that decision for yourself, because maybe it's the right fit, maybe it's not, and you know, that's up to you to decide. So with all that being said, guys, thank you so much. This is Cody signing out from Paradise. I'll be here for another 24 hours or so, and then we're headed back home to Salt Lake City, Utah, to hit the ground running and continue closing some massive deals. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you in the next one.